Sun is coming up, are you ready to go?
Walk and play with mommy. They were making bagels.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making bagels. We love making bagels as a family, and it's something that the kids like to help with too. It's a Saturday morning here and they're still in their jammies, so they're gonna help me mix all the ingredients together, and then later after it rises, they'll help me roll them out into the bagel shape. Follow along with us as we make them. The dough is actually easier to work with than bread dough because it uses extra flour, so it's not as sticky, and you don't have to worry about adding too much flour and having a dense bread because bagels need to be dense. Let's get started. What is this?
Water.
Water. Can you pour the water into the mixing bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna help you make sure we don't spill, and we spilled. Okay, nice and slow. Whoa. Okay, pour it in. Good job. So we have our warm water in here. We're gonna do this next. Do you know what this is?
Finger.
This is yeast. Say yeast.
Yeast.
Okay, good job.
Finger.
Now give me, here, go ahead and get a scoop of this. This is a teaspoon, but we're gonna need to do 3 of these, 3.5. Oh, that's good, but we need to fill it up a little bit better. All right, go ahead, put it in. Good job. That's 1. Can you count?
Yeah.
Say 1.
1.
What's that?
2.
2.
2.
And what number is this?
3.
3. Good job. And now we need a half. Look, this one is the half teaspoon. Okay, here, hold this
We're
one.
making dough. Yay.
We're making dough, yay. And a half. Okay, put it in. Yay, good job. We need 3 tablespoons of sugar. So 3 of these. Can you count? Okay, what's that?
1.
1.
It stinks.
What's this? What number?
2.
2. And what's this?
5.
3. You know how to count to 3, you silly boy.
5.
All right, so we have our water, our yeast, and our sugar. Next is salt.
Let's try. Walk away with baby.
Yay, Lydia! All right, Lydia's gonna help us now. We need to do our salt. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of salt. All right, ready? Put it in, all of it. Keep going.
1.
Yay! Open that up.
Then may I mess it?
Make sure it's nice and fluffy. Whoa! Oh, fluffy everywhere.
I got 3 too.
Good job. I'll make sure that you don't have too much flour. Okay, go ahead and put that one in. That's number 1. We need 5 of these. So Lydia, why don't you do 3?
Then I do 5 everywhere.
And you do 5? What's 3 plus 5, Lydia?
3 plus 5 is 8.
We don't need 8 cups. We only need 5 3/4 cups. So Lydia, you do 3 of these. All right, that is number 2. Go ahead and put that in. 1 more. Can I have this, please? Thank you. And this is number 3. And then we'll have Bubba do some. All right, Ethan, you ready, boy? Okay, give me your... All right, ooh, nice one. Okay, go ahead and put that one in. Say 4. And get another good scoop. Get in there, fill it up. Hold on, I gotta shake off the extra. All right, that's good, that's good, that's good. And say 5. Now we need a half a cup. Whoa, whoa, that's a really full half a cup. All right, put that in. Pour it in. Good job. All right, good job. All right, stop there. So we actually need 5, woo, and 3/4, but we'll add that last little quarter. This is like halfway full, so half of a half. And we're gonna turn this on. Okay, everyone's fingers are out of the way, right? Okay, here we go. Click. The dough has started to mix up really good. It's definitely going to be a denser dough. Like you can tell that I'm like squeezing it here and it's not really sticking to me at all. And it feels really firm. So you want a denser dough for bagels, and it'll be easier to work with too, like after we get it out of the bowl.
We're gonna let it mix for about 10 minutes.
Yes, in our mixer it takes about 10 minutes. If you're using a KitchenAid, it may take a little bit longer, maybe about like 12 minutes or 15 minutes. You just wanna make sure that you mix it really well, because bagel dough usually is like kind of like a chewier dough, so you wanna make sure that you mix it really good to get the gluten working, and it's gonna be delicious.
Yeah.
Our dough is done mixing, and you can see here that it's definitely a stiffer, denser dough. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into a bowl and let it rise. Our bagel dough is done rising. Ethan wants to help me shape them. Are you gonna help me? Mm-hmm. Okay. He's the best little baker.
It looks like a bubble. Now it's up dough.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what are you doing, little boy? Ethan, hold on. Let me get this off. I think we let this dough rise a little bit too tall today, didn't we? It's okay. It'll still be good. Can you punch it down like this? Push, 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 push.
What's my little belly button?
Your belly button?
Mm-hmm.
You need a belly button? You're silly. All right, Mommy's gonna scoop this out, okay?
I get one for me, you.
All right, look at this. Yep, Mommy's gonna give you your piece, okay? You're gonna make it into a bagel?
We can do it in a pizza bagel.
A pizza bagel, that sounds yummy. So there's two main ways that we can shape these bagels. So first of all, we needed to divide the dough. And if you want to be precise, you can definitely get out your kitchen scale.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Almost. I'm just gonna be lazy. I'm also just gonna rip the dough instead of cutting it. I'm gonna break these into
Bagels?
bagels. I like larger bagels, and so I will usually break these into like
I like gummy bagels.
I don't know, maybe 8 pieces.
Gummy bagels.
Gummy bagels?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
But also.
All right, here's your piece.
Yep.
Nope. All right, good job.
Yay.
All right, so we have all of our pieces here. Now there's two main ways that you can shape them. These are definitely going to be like bigger size bagels. So if you want smaller bagels, definitely make smaller pieces. Squish out all the bubbles, and then you're going to roll it into a ball.
Roll and bowl.
Roll it into a ball.
I made a bowl.
If you're finding that it's not sticking to the counter, you can add just like a tiny bit of water to the counter. And then after you have it in your ball shape,
I made a bowl.
you're going to put your fingers through, and you're going to
Look, I'm a bowl.
shape it. Look, we're making our big hole for our bagel.
Oh, but I can't do that.
So I like to just kind of stretch it out.
How do you do that?
And you
How do you do that?
you want a pretty big hole because they're going to rise quite a bit.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? You gotta stick your finger right through the center like that and make a hole like that. The other way, and this is the way I prefer doing it because to me it's a little bit faster, is you roll it out into like a snake basically, and you want it long enough to fit around your whole hand, and then you're going to just roll it together like this, and then bam, you've got your bagel shape. So for this one, you are sometimes gonna have like these little, you know, pieces that are not perfectly put together. So keep that in mind, like when you cook it, you're gonna have like kind of some little pieces that are popping up a little bit. All right, so, ooh, that looks really good, Ethan. I'm gonna do this method, and I'm gonna wrap it around, and I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth a little bit to seal it. We have another bagel.
That big enough?
So this is the difference. This is the one that was like a snake, and then this one was the one where I poked the hole through and then stretched it. If you're finding that they're not sticking together, you can add a little bit of water here to help them
I'm
stick
making a
together.
pizza bagel. A pizza
bagel. Oh, we need a little bit of water for this one. It's sliding around. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
And then it helps grip it a little bit.
That makes it sticky.
Does that make it sticky?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one ended up being like a really big bagel. Look how big that is. We made some big bagels today. Usually ours aren't quite that big.
A big pizza bagel.
A big pizza bagel?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I just added parchment paper to 2 pans so that the bagels don't stick. You can also use like the silicone Silpat mats so that they don't stick as well. Because the bagels are gonna be coming out of boiling water, that dough is gonna be really sticky. And so if you put them just right on a baking sheet, even if you add cooking spray or something, they will probably still stick. So I definitely suggest using some parchment paper or using one of the silicone baking mats. We have our bagels here. We put down a little bit of flour so that they don't stick to the counter, and we don't really need to let these like double in size or anything. I filled up a pot full of water. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar to it, and I'm gonna bring it up to a boil. As soon as it starts boiling, I can boil my bagels. There's the 2 tablespoons of sugar, and we have our pot turned up to high to start boiling. While I'm waiting for my water to boil, I turned the oven on to 400 degrees, so I'm letting that heat up. I'm also going to add a little bit of this minced onion to some water because that will help prevent it from burning in the oven. And then you also want to assemble any other toppings that you want for your bagels. When I make my everything bagels, I like to have the minced onion, and then I also add some poppy seeds and some sesame seeds. Sometimes I'll also do just onion bagels because I like that as well. The kids, they tend to just like regular plain bagels, but there's so many different variations. If you want to do chocolate chip bagels, you would want to work that into the dough at the very end, right before you're rolling it into the bagel shape. You could do like a cinnamon raisin bagel as well. If you're going to do cinnamon raisin bagels, I like to add a little bit of extra, maybe like another 1 or 2 tablespoons of sugar into the dough because I like it a little bit sweeter. But again, that's a personal preference. So there's a lot of different variations you can do. Our water is just about boiling, so we're gonna go ahead and boil the bagels, add the toppings while they're still wet so that they stick, and then we'll throw them into the oven. Our water just started boiling, so I'm gonna very gently lift the bagels and set them into the water. I like to do 3 at a time because that's how many I can fit. And I let them boil for about 30 seconds on each side. So 30 seconds, flip them, 30 seconds. And then we're gonna go ahead and transfer them to our baking sheet that has the parchment paper. All right, we're gonna flip these bagels over and give them another 30 seconds. All right, so these bagels are going onto the parchment paper. And if I'm adding toppings, I'm going to do that right away. Almost. These bagels are ready to go in the oven. So both set of bagels are in the oven right now. I'm gonna let them cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now one is on the bottom rack and one is on the top rack. And so halfway through, I am going to switch. I'm gonna put the bottom one on the top and the top on the bottom. And while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna rotate them so that the ones that were in the back are now in the front. So you're just gonna like rotate each pan and then switch racks that they're on. And that will help to make sure that they cook evenly, because with the pans right on top of each other, it can kind of prevent like the top or the bottom from browning correctly. So about halfway through, I'm gonna go ahead and make that switch. Look how good these look, so good. The next day, I really like to toast the bagels to kind of freshen them up. And also, I'll slice them in half and then put the halves together, and then I'll just freeze them like that in a plastic bag. I usually double bag it just because I don't want the, to get any like freezer burn or anything on it. But anyway, so a couple ideas of what you can do if you have leftover bagels, but these are so good. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you'll give this recipe a try. Lydia, where are you? Are you eating your bagels? Is it good? Give this recipe a try. Comment down below with what your favorite kind of bagel is. I personally like an everything bagel, so I always add poppy seeds, sesame seeds, and onion. Lydia's favorite is a plain bagel. So let us know what you like on your bagel. Thanks for watching. Bye.